Alright, so I messed up pretty good. Last night I had to switch out the or the SD card on the camera. Um, it was a little 8 gigabyte and it didn't hardly store anything. So I switched it out with a 64 gigabyte. So the first 8 gigabytes of footage that I have is probably gone. Alright. Alright, so my camera turned off. I have no idea where it stopped last, but I recently realized that I didn't set this tarp up the way that I wanted to set it up. It's going 10 foot that way, 8 foot out, and I'd rather it be 8 foot long ways, 10 foot out. So I'm gonna flip the tarp around and see what happens. Oh yeah, much better. I got a lot more room now. That is what I wanted. Yeah, maybe I'll go down just a little with it. That does not look too bad, I don't think. Alright, let's give you guys a look at what's going on in there. Alright, so we are now going 8 foot from here to here, and 10 foot from there up and over to the other side. I think what I'll do, that's better. All right. I think what I'll do is I will put maybe something leaning up against that tarp right there. Make sure there's no sharp edges or anything like that, just to give me and Tank a little bit more room. But I feel pretty good about that. It should keep us dry, which is really the only thing I'm worried about right now. Temperature tonight, I believe, might get down to 50 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so this is from the tree that I cut down earlier. I figure I might as well get some use out of it. I'm going to take these limbs off, and if you notice, I got a Y right here. So I'll take this off, and I will I'll just round these off, jam this in the ground underneath that tent to kind of elevate one side of it a little bit. Just give us a little bit more room. Watch out, Tank. You notice this is not sharp at all. Not sharp at all, but we will get to that. Need to even this up a little bit. And nothing good to really set it on. This is punky wood right here. And I will, alright, so we're working with a Y right there. I will use my knife to probably round some of that off, get the sharp edges off. What are you doing, Tankers? If you notice, I'm trying to cut away from myself. We'll go over probably in some other videos, more safety, but I'm definitely not cutting towards myself. This knife, as opposed to, here, I'll show it to you real fast. This knife, I really do like this. It feels good. The handle for me could be a little bit bigger. I'm 6 foot, like I said, I'm like 6'2". I got kind of big hands. Handle could be a little bigger, but it still feels good. And that is a buck that I just got from Cabela's. We'll round these edges off without creating points in the process. This tarp from Walmart was like 10 10, 13 bucks, something like that. So if I do put a hole in it, it's not the end of the world. I'm going to try not to, though. That doesn't feel too bad. Fairly rounded off, and I will sharpen this end so that it can go in the ground. I'll use the axe for that. This came with a sheath. It's not a very bad sheath. It takes a little bit of effort to get out. It's not going to fall out on me. I do like that. All right, we got a little bit of a point on there. I'm going to go jam it in, elevate one side of that a little bit. Not too bad. Give me a little bit more room to move around in there. I think we will leave it just like that. All right, so now I want to start putting stuff in this tent. This is my sleeping pad that I brought. Not great, it'll work. Keep me off the ground a little bit. Trial and error. It's all part of the learning process, right? Why isn't that sliding anymore? Oh, there you go. I'm learning here. I think I need to go up with it a little bit more. I like that. So what I figured out was I kind of needed to make both ends essentially level with each other, otherwise the top of this tarp started bunching up. We got plenty of room in there now. I got the height, probably about 3 foot. The height on is about 3 foot. And probably about six foot from this end over here to this end over here, and I do have that little beam over there for the just a little bit more room. Probably put my bag in there, and then tank. I have a mat over here, which he's not even laying on. He's laying on the other side of the tent. I'm not sure if you can see him or not. I spent all this time getting this mat perfectly sized for him, and he's sleeping in the dirt. There's a pillow that I also ordered from Cabela's. I'm 35 years old. I gotta be comfortable. I'm gonna get my sleeping bag and everything set up. I'm gonna get everything set up just the way that I want, and then we will start building a fire and eat some dinner. All right, I'm going to give you guys a quick look of what the inside of the shelter looks like right now, and then we're going to get started on a fire. And I think what I will end up doing with the fire is I'll come over here to this creek right here that's 30 foot away, grab some rocks. I will put a pit right where I have this pillow information trash, whatever, paper, which is a good 6 foot off the front of my tent, and then we'll start making dinner. So come in here. I got a little flashlight from Ozark Trail hanging up. Let's see, maybe that'll help. Yeah, maybe it does. I don't know. So I got the pillow set up, my sleeping bag right here. There is the little tent that or the little stake that I set up. Tanker's over here getting the other tree that I chopped down. He is going to town on that boy. Huh, Tankers, is that a good stick? That's a good stick, huh, Tankers? That's a good stick. You're welcome. So yeah, I got my sleeping bag right here. Tank hopefully will sit right there. That's what it's for. And then my bag right here, and that is a U.S. Army issued Molly 2. I really like them. I was in the Army. I actually ended up buying this from eBay, but I looked at a bunch of different sacks and pouches and backpacks and everything online. Probably in the neighborhood of 30 or 40, maybe 50 of them. I looked everywhere, and I was real familiar with this Molly 2, and I just love it. It's a really good pack. It does everything that I needed to do. It can hold a ton of gear, or you can just put a little bit of gear in it. And I'll be honest, I overpacked for this trip right here, probably. I mean, it's an overnight, and I probably have 40 pounds of gear in there, maybe 50 even. So I overpacked, but it can fit everything. Everything that I wanted in there, it can fit in there, and I really like that. And then if I don't need the gear in there, I can always pack less. And I'd rather have the saying. Me and my wife talk about this quite a bit. It's better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. And with this pack right here, if I need a ton of room, I have it. And I like that about it. So let's get started on this fire pit and hopefully be cooking dinner in the next half hour, 45 minutes. All right, there is my fire pit. Next step, I'll clear the leaves off around the fire pit, even though I'm not too worried about it. As you already know, it's rained off and on throughout this trip. Everything's pretty damp around here. Not too concerned about a spark igniting the forest on fire. But next step, I will collect wood. I will get it into manageable sizes, start splitting some of it, and see if we can't get a fire going, which is really all I am worried about, because like I said, everything's pretty damp right now, so we'll see how it goes. Alright, so I got a sycamore over here. It's this front one right here, not the top one, the bottom one. We're going to see how this axe does, not sharpened, against this sycamore. If I had to guess, it's probably about 5 inches thick. I also bought a brand new Silky. We're going to use it on this, see how it does. Hi, Tankers. Watch out. Not too bad. Not bad at all. Huh. Very nice. I like that. I don't know if you guys can see how dark it is or not. Watch out, Tank. Tank, go on. Go on, Tank. Let me move some of these out of my way. I got quite a few of these this sycamore cut into pieces. Oh, not good. Not good. This very first piece was all gnawed up, so if I can get through this, that will be a good thing. Oh, that is hardwood. Hardwood. It feels dry. I don't know why. Let's try it like this. I think it should be seasoned, I believe. Oh, fudge. Into the dirt. Oh. Bust it up over that. Oh. Holy cow, that is hard. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not dry. I don't know. We're gonna find out. Seems dry. It's just hard. Very hard. Oh yeah, got in that one a little. That's good. I don't know. I don't have much experience splitting wood at all. It just feels like it should be going smoother. That was not great. I don't have great accuracy, but got a piece of it off, so that's good. All right, that went a little better. This one has a gnarly knot in it. We'll see how that does. My accuracy, I don't have accuracy with this tool. Knotting, I have no real experience with an axe. This one's got a bunch of knots in it. We'll see how, if I can hit it correctly, how it splits apart. Ooh. Actually, that was probably the best hit I've had on anything yet, and it split pretty good. Now, I got this knot coming off this way. Probably going the wrong direction with it, and if I am, you can tell me. Ooh. Not a good hit. Oh, that was nice. I like that. Not the best, not the worst. Definitely wasn't the best. I got a bunch of other little small wood that I'm gonna start bucking up. Well, I say bucking up, but I don't even think that's the right word. I'm gonna get it into smaller pieces. Come on. Miss. Strike one. All right, we're not doing that one. I'm getting some shavings off of there, and I haven't sharpened this knife. This is how it came factory, and I have zero experience making feather sticks, so you're looking at my first attempt right now. And I'm really, I guess I'm not trying to make a feather stick so much as I am just trying to get small, thin pieces off of this that will easily ignite, or should easily ignite. We will find the answer out to that, hopefully in the next 2 or 3 minutes. Once I get all these curly, thinly sliced pieces of wood, I will hopefully get the fire going. I'm trying to catch corners here and get more or less resistance off the corners instead of hitting it flat like this. I'm trying to go for corners as much as possible. Less resistance, and less resistance means less work. Smaller pieces that hopefully catch fire. Now I will be cheating today to get this fire going. I have a fire steel that my parents actually bought for me, but I did not bring it. I figure baby steps. I've used the fire steel, but only on like paper towels, just to see how it actually functions. Come on, get off of there. But as far as actually coming out in the woods and doing anything with it, I have not. So we're using a lighter tonight. All right, let me pick all these little shavings up off the floor and see if we can't get a fire going. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the moment of truth. Let's see if this catches it all. If not, then that's bad news. I feel like we got something here. Maybe. Oh, come on. Come on. Do it. Not good. All right, we're gonna create a little teepee here with a door. We'll make a teepee. I wanna mooring. Oh, that didn't work. Come on. Hold still. Shift these light. Not very well. All right, we're going to try a pathetic attempt at feather sticks. And see what we can get going from there. We got a fire. No, we don't. Start, please. There it is. Needed a different type of wood. That wood, or maybe it's more dry, I don't know, but we got her now. All right, so the fire is now going. Time for me to drink one more beer, wait for some coals to develop, and then actually I can start on something right now. Well, yeah, I'm gonna wait a little bit, let a little bit of coals develop, and then I'll show you what we're having for dinner. I guess I'll feed Tank right now. His stomach was a little bit upset earlier today, so I don't even know if he'll eat for sure. But I picked this up off Cabela's as well. But I thought this was pretty cool. A little plate that folds down, a little bowl, perfect for Tank. The brand on it is C. It's kind of dark here. Ceto Summit. Ceto Summit. So folds up, folds down, real nice and easy. So we'll see if Tank's hungry. Tank, you hungry at all? If he's not hungry to eat his dog food, I guarantee he will be hungry for what I plan on giving them a little bit. Oh, get off there. A little bit later tonight. You hungry, Tankers? Are you hungry? There's some dog food. You don't want it? All right. The time right now is 6:27 and I am hungry. So hopefully in another 20-30 minutes I'll have some coals and I can start cooking dinner. Good boy, Tankers. Good boy. All right, we got the fire still going. Tonight for dinner, we are going to have a T-bone steak, and me and Tank will be sharing that. I will have a sweet potato, and inside here, I brought a little butter and cinnamon. And then inside this little pot here, and I will take these little green things off because I know they're gonna melt. Just some corn. So that is what's on the agenda for dinner tonight. And right now I'm gonna start poking some holes in this sweet potato, wrap it up in aluminum foil, and I will set it close to the fire because that's gonna need probably a good half hour, 45 minutes, probably closer, yeah, 40-45 minutes to cook. So I'm gonna get started on that now. Holy cow, a little bit of water in there. Wet wood, that's part of the reason, that is the reason that I took all those logs and put them close to the fire, help them hopefully dry out a little bit more. Alright, so it's 7:15 right now. I've had this sweet potato right here on for about a half hour. I am going to take this corn, put it in one of these Ascend little pots, and they had the insulated little rubbery tips on them. I ended up cutting those off. So, oh yeah, buddy. Pour some corn in there. And it will set that. Oh, fail, fail, fail. We'll set it right here. Yeah, maybe we'll set it off. Yeah, we'll set it off to the side just a little. Maybe if I can get something to prop that up on. This wood, I doubt you can hear it, but it is wet. Some of it. This big log right here, soaking wet inside there, and there's a little hole in there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is wet. It is hissing. All right, we'll leave the corn right there. I think that'll be pretty good. Let that corn sit for maybe 10 minutes, and then we will go to a T-bone steak. Corn has been going probably about 10 minutes or so. Give it a little bit of stir. So the sweet potato has been going about 40 minutes. Now, I like my steak rare. So, about a minute on each side. That's about all I'm going to do. And I think I'm just going to throw it right on there. Oh! poke it a little. Oh. All right. I'll hold it up there a little bit. These gloves are awesome. Now this T-bone I did put salt and pepper on before I even came out here, but that's all it has done to it. It's hot. Tanker's gonna love this steak. Yeah, buddy. Oh, she's looking good. She is looking good. I think we're gonna roll with that. Let's see what we have here. If I could take this thing off. There we go. Oh, looks delicious. All right, so I think we can probably stir this corn maybe one more time. And I might be able to grab this sweet potato out of here. Yep, with my gloves. Ooh, that's warm. Let's see how that does. That's been in there a while. Yeah, at least a little bit tough still. Gosh, that sucks. That sucks. Gosh, all right, well, just gonna have to eat the steak first, and steak and corn first. I'll cut into this steak real fast and give you a money shot of the steak. If I can get these utensils off of here anyway. Got it. Oh yeah, buddy. All right, this is not the best knife. Not the best knife at all. Let's see how I did. Looks good to me. I'm gonna eat it. I am hungry. I am so hungry. I'm gonna give that potato another 10-15 minutes and then I'll eat that. We're gonna take a bite of the corn. That's good. Nice and warm. It's been cooking a good time. The beer is still tasting very well. And the steak is delicious. Let's see what Tank thinks about it. Tankers. Tank, you hungry? Tank, come here. Here you go, right here. Tank, right here. Tank, over here. Over here. He doesn't know there's steak in there yet. Right here. Look at that. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. I think he likes. Is that good, Tankers? Yeah, buddy. We're living high on the hog tonight. That's good. All right, I'll give you one more piece. One more. There you go. If you can figure out what to do with those bones, you can have that too. Tank approves. Ooh, that's hot. Tank's walking around with his bone right now. I do not want him going inside the tent with it. He's gonna try to. I pulled the Tank, where you going, boy? I pulled the sweet potato off the fire. It feels good enough, I think. Let's see. Well, maybe I overdid it. Maybe that's the problem. Huh. I don't know. We'll give it a shot. Put some butter and cinnamon on it, and I'll let you know what it tastes like. An honest review. I've never done this before. I like almost never even cook over fires, but sweet potato, I haven't even cooked a whole lot of sweet potatoes, period, let alone over a fire. So I was more or less just guessing. So we'll mix this butter and brown sugar up. Smother this sweet potato with it. Man, just the butter and the brown sugar is delicious. All right, here we go. It's tough. That is tough. What is going on here? Hot. I think I wasted a sweet potato. I don't know what I did. I don't know if I overcooked it, too hot, undercooked it. Not sure. But it doesn't taste. It's tough. Yeah. Gosh, I should have just ate just the butter and brown sugar, and that would have been like a dessert. But the beer is also like a dessert, so it works. All right, I think I'm gonna clean up. I'll probably throw the sweet potato and the aluminum foil in the fire. Kind of get everything situated inside of the tent. Slip into my PJs, my jammy jams here soon, and get ready for bed. I'll eat some more of this corn. I'm not gonna be able to eat all of that. Right now it's 7:45, so I suspect 8:30, 9 o'clock, probably be looking to go to sleep. The Tank is off in the distance with his bone, which is good, because I don't want it anywhere around where we sleep. It's interesting. That's the first time he's he's gone that far away from camp. Must be like a instinctual thing. I thought he was going to take it straight to my bed and start eating it on my bed, because that's where he's been sleeping the last hour. But he's a good 30 foot away from the tarp right now, which is good with me. Hey, real quick, if you ever go camping, make sure you remember to bring toilet paper. I did not, so that's why I have one sleeve right now. All right, so I don't even know what time it is. Watch out, Tim. It's 8:25. Everything's cleaned up. Fire's still going. Probably maybe have an hour left of the fire. So all the beers drank, all the foods ate. It was good, except for the sweet potato. Time to try to get some sleep. And when I get up in the morning, I got some eggs, I got some bacon, and I got some bread. So that's what we're having for breakfast. And hopefully, and I think we will, I think we'll have some coals still left over, so I shouldn't have to try too hard to get this fire started. I hope. We'll see. But good night. Hope you guys are enjoying it so far. I am. It's just after 5 o'clock, and I don't think either one of us slept very good, but we're up, or at least, yeah, I don't think I'm really going back to sleep. So I'm gonna check on the fire. It rained last night, not like super heavy, but it did rain. So I'm gonna see if I can even find any coals on that fire. Maybe get it started. So there's no more coals here. It's slightly warm. Maybe I could get it started without lighting anything, but I'm gonna have to, I think, process some of this down to smaller sizes and hopefully get a fire going again. Like I said, it rains, so some of this stuff's a little bit wet. I'm just hoping that towards the center I can get some dry stuff out of it. Might have enough there. Just gonna kind of rough this up a little. Try to get a little bit of surface area to get some of this stuff caught with any luck. All right, here we go. Come on. Oh. We got a fire. So I'm out of water. I'm gonna head down to the creek and get some water in this, get that boiled up so that it's safe to drink. I'll pour it in here after it cools off a little bit. And I want to get the water done first so that by the time I'm done with my breakfast, bacon, eggs, and bread, and I did bring some milk also. By the time I'm done with my breakfast, I can hopefully start drinking some water. I don't know if you guys can hear that or not, but I don't know if you can see me or not. There have been owls screeching all night long. Sounds pretty cool. I like it. And I like hearing coyotes also. A lot of noises out in the woods that I really enjoy hearing, and owls are definitely one of them. we got a rolling boil. I don't know if you can hear it or not, but we got an owl probably 50, 60 foot away up in one of these trees around us, calling out every once in a while. So I got the water boiled. I'm gonna let that cool off for a minute. I'm gonna dump the water into this jug here, and once I get it in this jug, there goes that owl. Once I get it in this jug, I'm gonna put this jug in the creek to cool it off a little bit quicker, and I'm gonna start on the bacon and eggs. So I got my bacon and eggs here, piece of bread, a couple pieces of bread that I've already been munching on. I think I'm just gonna do kind of what do you call it, some scrambled eggs, because I do have a little bit of milk. I didn't bring any salt and pepper, and I like to have ketchup on my scrambled eggs too, but it's just gonna be milk and eggs, and I'll put the bacon in here. Tank's wagging his tail because he thinks he's gonna get some, which he will. That bacon's already sizzling. It's good. I'm hungry. So we got our bacon, we got our eggs, we got some bread, and I got some milk somewhere. Oh, I put it in one of my little cooler things. But over here, I already took that bacon grease. Hi, Tankers. Put it into a Tank's bowl, and he will get a piece of bacon as well. Not too bad. A little salt and pepper wouldn't hurt. The bacon is delicious. Tankers, want this, Tankers? Here, want this? Here. Good boy. Ugh. All right, go lay down. Go lay down. Here, you can have this. So, I'm gonna finish my breakfast and see what time it is. 6:31. Sun will pretty much be up in the next 30-40 minutes. So I'll finish my breakfast. I will start packing up and cleaning up, and then start heading out of here. Should be heading out of here in the next probably 2 hours is my guess. Alright, I got pretty much everything broke down, and I set it all out here because I wanted to show you guys what I brought with me. I didn't have time for that yesterday because it was raining and it was going to be getting dark soon, so I just had to set up as quick as I possibly could. First thing I brought was this flashlight. It's a little Ozark Trail. I got a light up here on top. It's got a little hanger on it, and then it's got that really bright LED there, and that gave me enough light to for you guys to see what I was doing last night. So that came in handy. I really do like it. Maybe a smaller, more lighter weight one would be better, but that's what I got. So next thing I got this cook set, which came, it was awesome. I really liked it. The other one's actually sitting over there right now underneath that vine, and I'll show you guys why in just a minute. But I brought the cook set. They collapse in on them, or that one over there fits inside the other one. They wrap up in this little mesh bag. Really like it. I brought a knife, fork, spoon, real lightweight. I don't know what they're, aluminum I believe. It feels like aluminum. Real lightweight. The knife was pretty much useless. I got a knife right here, which I also brought, this buck. And I'm really pleased with this. I haven't had to sharpen it yet. We'll see how it sharpens, but the feel of it, the size of it, I really do like that. So I think I'll get rid of this knife and just keep the fork and the spoon. Super lightweight. I got this boy's axe with the case that I ended up buying. My parents got me the axe. It's a 2.5 pound head on it, I believe. Made in USA. I do need to sharpen it. It did what I needed it to do. I will say it is heavy, it is big, so I don't know, maybe eventually I'll get something a little smaller, a little more lightweight, but for now this is fine. I did bring the sharpening stone, which I don't, Lansing I believe is the brand name of these, which I did not end up using. I will use it in the next day or two. But I didn't have, I didn't have to bring that with me. That's extra weight that I didn't have to bring. What do we got in here? I brought a two-way radio in case, just in case of emergency. It's nice to have that with some extra batteries. This is a wrap, pretty much same material as what they're using for ACE bandages. If I were spraining an ankle or something like that, it's just nice to have something like that. And there's other things that I can use that for as well, if I had to. It can serve as rope. I wear contacts, so I brought contact solution. Brought these heavy-duty leather gloves. They were great. They were awesome. Anytime I was working around the fire or just doing anything that I wanted to protect my hands from, I'm definitely bringing these on every other trip that I ever go on. I brought this empty water bottle, and right now it's filled with water that I ended up pulling out of the creek, boiling in my pots and dumping it in here. So it's gonna be nice coming out of here. I'm down in a creek valley right now, and there's huge ridges on all sides of me. And the way out of here, if I had to guess, I probably got another 200 to 300 foot to climb in elevation over the course of, and maybe even more than that, probably 300 I would say, maybe tops, but over the course of a mile or so. It's not going to be fun walking out of here with all this gear. But I'm very glad that I brought that. It had water in it on the way in, and I'm taking water with me on the way out so that I can drink on the way out, and I can give Tank some water on the way out. And speaking of Tank, I brought his food. He didn't end up eating all of it. He gnawed down on some of that bone that I gave him last night, the steak from last night. And I bought this little collapsible bowl, and it is awesome. It holds enough food for him, holds enough water for him, and it collapses down into a manageable size. So that'll all just go in one of these little bags. I don't know where I don't know where I bought these little bags a while ago, but I got 3 different sizes: a blue, a red, and an orange, and I really do like them. So I can keep all of Tank's stuff, his food, in one of these. Like I said, I just got some knickknacks and stuff. The batteries. The other thing, the batteries. My parents bought me this GPS back in 2007. I was deployed, and I wanted a GPS because I get lost easy. Pretty much everywhere I go, whether I'm traveling down the highway or I'm out in the woods, if I don't know the area, I'm using a GPS. I always bring this GPS out in the woods with me. I mark where my vehicle location is. I got a few different marks throughout these woods, and so I can find my way back. I don't like to think about where I'm at in the woods. I park somewhere and then I just take off. And I enjoy the scenery and try not to think about too hard where I'm at. And then when it's time to go back, I just turn this on, get some orientation with the sun, and start heading in that direction. And it's never failed me yet. Come on, drinkers. What else do I got? 550 cord, about 100 foot of it. That's a must need. Glad I have that. I got some sunglasses that are safety glasses, and I also have some clear safety glasses that Tank chewed a little bit on down here. Thank you, Tank. He says you're welcome. The main reason, I protect my eyes obviously, but I wear contacts, so when I'm around fire, these I didn't wear them at all last night, but a lot of times my contacts will dry out, so I put these on when I'm around fire. It kind of shields my contacts from drying out so much. This pillow was awesome. I forget the brand of it. Got it from Cabela's, but it goes into a little compression sack, or I guess it's not a compression sack, but it fits in here. I love it. It's nice. And then one of these little standard sleeping pads, the blue ones. It's got the little dimples on one side. It wasn't great. A little bit heavy and bulky once I roll it up. I'd really like to get one of the nicer ones, but I think they're somewhere in the neighborhood of anywhere between $150 to $250 probably dollars for one of the inflatable ones that fold down, collapse real nice. But that's not here yet. I got the other blue one back there for Tank, and when we were in the tent last night, he was using it, so I'm glad I brought that. But he's a dog; he kind of lays everywhere, but I am glad that I had it. And obviously, I got this rucksack. It's a Army issued Molly 2 rucksack. I do like this. I said before that I've looked at dozens of other bags. I'm familiar with this. I used it when I was in the Army. You can do a lot of modifications to it. You can take these side pouches off. There's zipper inside that you can separate your sleeping bag from everything else, or whatever you want to separate. It's got a little Velcro area in here that you can put some stuff to keep it separate from other stuff. Here, I believe this is for your water, your hydration system. If you have one of those, it just feels good. It's a good pack. I've walked hundreds of miles with it, not voluntarily. The Army made me do it, but it always felt good. So it's not too heavy. I don't know the exact weight on it, but if I had to guess, less than 5 pounds or so, maybe in the 5 pound ballpark. and it's held up through everything that I did to it in the Army, so I'm sticking with it. The only thing I would like to do is I'd like to dye it. I'd like to dye it like an olive green, get rid of this digital camo, get rid of these US logos on here. I want to dye it, so excuse me, if you know what type of dye I should use or a good process, or if you've ever dyed one of these before, this digital camo, let me know, because I would really like to do that. I got my sleeping bag. This is just a cheap ass $20 sleeping bag that I got from Aldi. It's good. It's rated for like 50 degrees Fahrenheit. It did just fine last night. I'd be surprised if it even got down to 50. It was probably close, but right now it's probably high 50s, mid to high 50s Fahrenheit. But anyway, I got this. It's nothing special. It's bulky. It's heavy. I would like to get the compression system, the sleep compression system that the Army has that gets down to negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. And that's a 3-part system, modular system. It's got the waterproof Gore-Tex bivy bag, I guess is what you'd call it. That's the outer shell. And then it's got two more bags that go inside, and they come with compression bags. And I forget, one's rated to like 30 degrees Fahrenheit, I believe. And then if you stick that inside another one, then it gets you down to like negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit or something like that. And then you put the Gore-Tex bivy bag over the shell over all of them, and you're down to like negative 40 degrees Fahrenheit. I do want to get that. You can get them on eBay. I know how they work. I used them for all the time I was in the military, all the time I was deployed. I love them. So I will end up getting that. But I think you can get them online on eBay for, I think, like 160 bucks or something like that, or used, or brand new for probably like double. But I love them. I want to get one. What else we got? Oh, my wet weather gear. These are just basic. I got some basic waterproof pants. I used to power wash, and these are what I use. The pants, they're Frog Tog, I believe. You get them at Walmart. Nothing fancy at all. But yeah, they do snag on any limbs real easy, and they're all right. They snag on limbs, and the pants, if you're not careful, you bend down with these pants, they will split right in half. I've gone through like 5 pairs of these. There you go. Yeah, Frog Tog. They'll keep me dry. That's what's important. So and they're not too expensive, so I buy them, and they collapse real nice, and they work. So what else I got over here? I brought just some rags that I will end up using to wipe this tarp down. Oh yeah, I brought the tarp, obviously, an 8x10 tarp. That was a good size. I felt like I would like to eventually get a nice high-end tarp, lightweight, that I can bring out here instead. I got the Silky Saw. I love that. That worked really well. I really do like that Silky Saw. Pretty impressed with that. I did a lot of cutting wood with that, and it worked out well. I brought some tent stakes, 5 tent stakes. I didn't have to bring these. I could have made some just using my knife, and tying them down with wood or whatever. I didn't have to bring them. I could have made something. But I didn't end up doing that because I knew that I was getting into the woods late, and I didn't have a whole lot of time, and it's just a little overnight, and this is like a trial run. I wanted to test everything out and see how it did, what I like, what I don't like, any modifications I want to make. But I brought a rag, brought a towel. The towel mainly is for Tank, in case he were to get soaking wet, because I knew that it was going to rain. But if I had to dry him off for whatever reason, then that's what I would do. Brought a hat because I didn't know exactly how cold it was going to get. This thing right here is amazing. I'm going to put this on real fast. You can wear it a bunch of different ways depending on how cold it is. But the main thing I do with it is I actually, and I got a little bit of a small head, I guess. Somebody else that I suggested do this, they weren't able to fit it over their heads, or maybe their neck. Maybe it was their neck that was too big. But anyway, I put it around my neck, and then I put this hat on in cold weather and stuff, and this around my neck and this on my head. Just this being around my neck makes a huge difference. I work construction now. I'm an electrician, and I don't ever have. The heat's never on by the time I'm there. The AC's never on by the time I'm there. I'm doing residential electrician. So I wear this a lot in the wintertime, and it is a game changer. Just adding this one layer around your neck is a game changer. That'll make you go from freezing cold to feeling really comfortable. These hats with the lights on them, I love these things. Dual purpose. It's nice having a hat, and then anytime you need a light, it's right there on your head. Boom, you can see what you're doing. These batteries, there's a little 2032 batteries. They last for a good amount of time. I'd say you could pretty easily get 20-30 hours out of the batteries. But I love them. I love being able to just go boop, and then I got my light. What else you got here? I got this other bag. Oh, this is just some sweatpants. This is where I had my long john shirt, long john pants that I slept in last night. I was pretty temperature-wise comfortable, but that mat doesn't do a whole lot. Tank's finally sleeping on his mat. All right, so I want to show you guys what I got going with that pot over there. If you notice, let's see if we can zoom in. And focus. All right, that pot is right there. I'll bring you back out and I'll get you over there. I'm unfamiliar with this tripod, so give me a second. All right. So I got this pot and it's hanging under this vine. I don't know the name of this vine, but there we go. What I did was, on the underside, I took my knife and I shaved some of this off. And then it created, they put out a whole lot of water once you shave them off, and they will gel up over time. But in a survival situation where you need water and you don't have any around, you can just shave off the bottom of one of these huge vines and they start dripping water. And this has probably been going for maybe a half. Well, that's weird. My movie just stopped recording. So this has been dripping for about a half hour so far. I got a little bit of water in there. If in a survival situation where you have no water, this is going to come in handy. So yeah, I mean, if just based on how long it's been going right now, I suspect it would probably take about 3 hours to fill half of this up to get about 16 ounces of water. So 3 hours, 16 ounces. I mean, that'll help. So anything that you can do to improve your chances of surviving in the woods, if you absolutely have to, is a good thing. But yeah, that's just a little trick that I learned. I'm assuming probably from YouTube. But there's a lot of these vines around, and I got 2 pots right now, so I could easily have 2 pots going at the same time. Like I said, it will start to gel up over time, but all you do is you just scrape it in a different spot again, and it'll start dripping. All right, so that's pretty much everything. I'm gonna pack everything back into this, fold everything up, clean it all up, put it back in my bag. Me and Tank might wander around for just a little while, check out the creek, see what we can see, and then we're gonna head out of here. I appreciate you for watching, and if you got any tips, suggestions, what you liked about it, what you didn't like about it, feel free to comment and let me know, because I do plan on making some more of these videos and hopefully get some more educational stuff going on, and we can learn some of this stuff together. I don't even know. The main reason that I came out here today was to go over the taut line hitch knot. Or it's not a knot, taut line hitch. Basically, it's a knot that slides back and forth, and I used it to attach like the ridge for my tarp. And I can't find that. I can't find that SD card, and I don't know if that whole thing was on which SD card it was on. So maybe I got the footage, maybe I don't. But live and learn. Hopefully I won't make that mistake again. So we'll see. But thanks for watching.